Okay, guys, the time has come. We are now officially in the moment where we're going to have to find out what the interest rate is going to be. Guys, I'm not going to color this thing in any way other than just to give you the flat out truth, okay? This right in here. This is going to be happening in the next trading day, right, guys? The expectations here are to leave the rates the way they are, right? And potentially cut into September. Now, if they cut tomorrow, there could be a potential spike down before a correction towards the upside, because that's kind of what some of the market has, well, you know, politically speaking, the president wants, right? Now, if the rates stay the same, well, Jerome Powell is going to stay in the hot seat, but historically speaking, the markets rally when there's a pause. It's just the thing is that this is kind of historic here. If we take a look at the historic data here, we have from December 2024, 5 rate decisions, and they have maintained at the same place. And the forecast right now is reading a 90% of 4.5, which is kind of where we are. So this is why I'm saying, guys, I don't know if you've noticed here that price action is basically doing nothing other than just maybe upside, and then you get excited, and then it comes right back down to that same bottom side or a little lower, and it just does nothing. That's why I spoke to you guys about a week ago saying that leading into the Fed, we're likely going to slow down. It's going to be a quiet period here, and we're just going to have to kind of ease into this carefully and find out what's going to happen. Long-term positions at this point, maybe not advised. It would be completely gamble from this point, okay? Guys, before we get started here, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is Arca. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. I'm coming at you here at 10:56 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, July 29th. And we are expecting the rate decision tomorrow, but we're not completely out of the gutter there, okay, guys? Because aside from the interest decision, the Fed press conference also will wiggle the markets a lot. And here's one more thing. If we can take a look at this, okay, so let's see, Fed interest rate decision. Okay, we have that. Oh yeah, earlier in the day, right? We're not free from just, we're not free to just like kind of trade here because the markets are going to be very volatile. Well, ADP employment change is a very important metric. And other than that, guys, notice this, core PCE prices, and your GDP growth, right? So all of this, your PCE, I mean, all of this, guys, is absolutely important because it is in fact the PCE that the Fed uses to determine potential movements in the market, right? It's not, of course they use the CPI, but it's more along the lines of the PCE. Okay, guys, so keep an eye on this, right? All of this stuff is gonna affect the markets greatly, both of the equity market and cryptocurrency. Not to mention the other markets here, guys. But yes, let's just keep an eye on this greatly because that's why we're catching this type of consolidation. Now, I don't even have to really just tell you. I can just show you here what the consolidation actually does, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at XLM here on this side of the chart. And what you're looking at here is actually called an average true range. So that is a volatility metric, right? So that's telling you how much movement there is in the market at a specific period. I mean, it's just telling you how many people are buying and selling all at once, right? So I don't want to overcomplicate it here. I don't want to word it in a way that you're just not going to understand. But if I can give you just that basic notion, it's just that it measures how much in a dollar value versus the time frame that you're observing your asset you're underlying in, that it can move up or down, right? So in this case, you're noticing that from this point, noticing down here the date, right? July 25th, Friday, right? You can see that we've been declining the average that the asset can move, right? So we were starting here at around almost just about 1 cent, right? You can see it on this side here. We're just about 1 cent there. And now we're actually consolidating within this area. The best that we've done is actually 2 zeros and 5.8. So you can see that volatility has drastically drawn down because this is in fear of what the Fed may say. We are not here to fight the Fed. We are here to determine what they're going to say and make movements and make decisions upon their callouts. Okay, guys. So that's what we're here to do. Now, so again, I'm not suggesting here, major positions. I'm just, kind of highlighting here that this is an important moment, and we're likely to consolidate until then. I believe it's going to be 2 p.m. Pacific time, where the Fed will announce that. It's usually around 11:30 a.m. Pacific. I'm sorry, Eastern, right? So let's see. That's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be 2 p.m. Pacific time, roughly around there. And then 30 minutes later should be the press conference as well. Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's just go ahead and not make this video here too long or whatever, guys. We're just going to go ahead and make this short and sweet and give you some major levels to kind of look out for. Okay, so major levels to look out for. Why don't we just go ahead and look at this from your daily time frame and see where we are positioned against things, right? So let's see. Okay, major troughs to look out for, right? Of course, it would be roughly in this area here of around 40 cents, right? So this 40-cent target, roughly around 40 to about 40. Let's see, yeah, 40.18 to just around actually, you know what, it would be around here, fair enough, to around 40.86, right? This zone in here is, it's called an inflection, right? So should we break down below this area here, well, that would introduce continuation to the downside. And since we already have the workings of a potential dead cat bounce here, right? So just go ahead and Google that. I'm not making that up. That is literally what it's called, okay, team? So I've noticed here that somebody was like, well, dead cat bounce, you gotta be kidding me, bro, what the heck does that even mean? Like, dude, that's why the lingo for the elite, it's different. Learn it. Okay, so anyway, yeah, the target to the downside based on that dead cat bounce would actually lead towards a very confluent 35-cent zone, which is absolutely in line with the low of this daily bar, which is July 12th, 2025. So heads up on that potential bottom. Of course, the invalidation zones for this dead cat would potentially be around this area here. So another set of targets there that we can watch out for. Now, should we make an upside move, though, right? Should we make an upside move, it would be through the eyes of maybe this here, right? It seems like we are potentially building what's called a bull flag formation, and actually that can be seen all the way, maybe even up to a 5-day time frame, right? So this is it looks textbook, right? We're creating a series of higher lows here, and that could be the reason for us to move along the upside. And number one, we just opened up this 5-day time frame, 4 days and 18 hours. This is suggesting continuation to the upside to at least the 50% of this prior bar, which is that small one in there, right? So just about this here. So that's suggesting that we have a potential top of around 43 cents. Yeah, so heads up on this, okay, guys? That's going to be a major area to break above too. So let's just see that for the more immediate short term and identify your 43 cents. Okay, so 43 cents would be roughly this pivot here that can allow you access into the targets of around 44.6 to 45.5. Okay, now if we get so damn bullish that we break above the 44.6 and certainly break above the 46 flat, that's, guys, that's going to give you a very interesting 47.5 retrace to 46 and then continuation towards the 49.7 into 50 cents. Okay, so that's going to be your major area here to look out for when it comes to XLM. Okay, guys, so kind of watch out for that. And let's see about XRP at this point and highlight some of the major targets here. So you can see very clearly, team, that we've been consolidating within still the same area that we spoke about a week ago, and we're still kind of there, days and days of this same thing, right, guys? Okay, so what does that mean? So it doesn't mean anything. It's just it's clear that we're just in a consolidation phase, and we're just waiting to hear what the what Fed Powell has to say about what's happening next. Guys, quick reminder, we need to make sure that we can get all the students enrolled here. We're going to be starting on Saturday. We postponed it from last week due to the interest in more students, right? So it's $100, right, for a 9-week mentorship. And remember this, guys, when you get this mentorship, you will be able to repeat it again with me. And not only is it filmed, right, you'll be able to repeat it again with me should I teach that beginners live again. So as soon as you graduate that, you can decide to come back and repeat it with me, right? So just in case you have questions about time, right? It makes it difficult. So it's filmed it's going to be there for you to watch at any moment. And also, we're going to allow you to enter again for free and watch it again and, participate with the new students as long as you need. Okay, guys, so hit the description below. The link is there, right? And make sure to enroll, send your proof of purchase and through the email, right, to arcabulls@gmail.com, and we'll get you going. It's going to be on Saturdays and Thursdays for the beginners. 1-hour lecture, 30-minute time, 30-minute Q&A, which usually lasts like another 2 hours, but everything is good. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and continue here and observe the major points for XRP, okay, because this one's a little shorter. It's a little easier because this one's kind of the one that's leading. Okay, so not to mention here that we do have a bearish formation, right? So just, starting it off similarly to the XLM asset, I'm just going to go ahead and display to you here, just freehand, what the regression is looking like, right? So the regression for me is looking like this here for the neckline. So when you do that, you draw a trend line from the, the highest point of the head. This is your left-hand shoulder, right-hand shoulder, and you meet the neckline, right? So as soon as you got that down, you then take this trend line here and you apply it to the right-hand side, most middle part of your regression line, which would be just about here. That's leading towards a target of a very confluent one that we've been talking about for some time. So that would actually be a hard target of 28,421, but it's leading towards a 28,611. Okay, so a 28,611. So if it's going to be $2.86, then heads up for the 284, as that would be an inflection point as well. Okay, guys, so that's telling you now that if we are to break below this major low, $3, right? If we break below that, then certainly we'll have room to dive into the 295.96, validate $3, and continue towards the psychological take profit and the hard target of 284 to 286. And now, inversely speaking, your targets to the upside are just that, right? As soon as you can start breaking above 315 to roughly 316 with maybe a 4-hour minimum closing time frame above that, that can give you access into breaking above the potentials of 318.57. So 318.57 would naturally resist, bring us back down to the supports of maybe 316 to 315, then start the upside from there, which then would turn into a big invalidation of this head and shoulders formation, in which case you can use the same trend line that you used to measure it into the opposition. So then you will mark this and put it into the center of your right hand shoulder, which would be just about here. And guess what? It is highlighting a target of our secondary inflection, right, guys? So it would be roughly this liquidity zone above this resistance level of 333. So we're still in line, still in play for either targets to the upside or downside. I am not able to tell you which side is going to be the one that favors for the bulls or for the bears. I can't do that, okay, guys, because we don't know what the Fed is going to say. Let's just go ahead and find out what's in the books. What the heck is Jerome Powell cooking? And then we will act on that movement, okay, guys? But if we act before, we are going to be completely gambling at this point, okay? I have to be honest with you. Many of the professional traders that I know risk off completely on Fed days, because usually the day after the Feds is an easier day and a more obvious day trade or trading for positioning even long term, okay, guys? So that usually leads into a better probability for directional biases, right? It'll probably lead in the direction that you're favoring, okay, guys? So and And yeah, guys, and I'm introducing now, guys, the new upgraded hybrid elite, which is a complete dual bias system that is trading the upside and downside completely automated. Okay, guys, so I've added major upgrades to this thing, which is making it just an outstanding tool for the trade. Now, aside from that, guys, we definitely introduced the upgraded version of Alpha 1. Now, Alpha 1 is completely ready with all new features, guys. So this is absolutely going to give us some awesome automated trades as well. Okay, guys, should you be interested in quantitative trading, make sure to hit the links below, and you can actually acquire these for a fairly low price forever, for life. Okay, guys, so make sure to hit that link below and acquire your new algorithms for automated trading. And I am optimizing here for XRP and on everything, and XLM. Okay, guys, so if any questions, you reach out to me. Make sure to send in your TradingView username and your and your proof of purchase to arcabulls@gmail.com. But with that said, team, I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. Reach out to me with anything, okay? I love you guys. Please be careful and do not over lever into the next coming days, okay, guys? One of the most important days coming up, or some of the. All right, team, thank you very much, and we will talk very scary Jerry Larry soon. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.